In a world where demands on our time and energy seem endless, setting boundaries has never been more crucial. Yet, many of us struggle with this essential skill, leading to burnout, stress, and strained relationships. Nedra Tawwab's book Set Boundaries. Find Peace is a transformative guide to understanding, establishing, and maintaining healthy boundaries. In this video, we'll explore the key lessons from Tawwab's book and discover how you can reclaim your peace, improve your relationships, and enhance your overall well-being through the power of boundaries. If you're ready to transform your life by setting boundaries, let's dive in. Lesson 1. Understanding boundaries. The foundation of Tawwab's approach lies in understanding what boundaries are. Boundaries are the limits we set for ourselves in relationships and interactions to protect our well-being and maintain balance. There are different types of boundaries: physical, emotional, time-related, and material. Knowing the types of boundaries and recognizing where they are needed in your life is the first step to setting them effectively. Boundaries help us define our identity, create space for self-care, and foster healthier relationships. By understanding their importance, you can start making intentional choices about how you interact with others and what you're willing to accept. Lesson 2. The importance of self-awareness. Self-awareness is critical when it comes to setting boundaries. Tawwab emphasizes that understanding your needs, values, and emotional triggers allows you to identify where boundaries are necessary. Start by reflecting on areas of your life where you feel overwhelmed, taken advantage of, or resentful. These feelings are often indicators that a boundary is needed. Practicing self-awareness helps you understand your limits and communicate them effectively. It's about knowing yourself and being honest about what you need to thrive. Lesson 3. Recognizing boundary violations. Many people struggle with recognizing when their boundaries are being violated. Tawwab explains that boundary violations can be both subtle and overt, from someone overstepping personal space to emotional manipulation. Recognizing boundary violations involves paying attention to how certain interactions make you feel. If you often feel drained, anxious, or resentful after dealing with someone, it may be a sign that your boundaries are being crossed. Once you recognize these violations, you can begin to address them by setting clear, firm boundaries. Lesson 4. Communicating boundaries clearly. Effective communication is key to setting boundaries. Tawwab stresses the importance of being clear, direct, and respectful when communicating your boundaries to others. Avoid ambiguous language and be specific about what you need. For example, instead of saying, "I need more space," you could say, "I need at least an hour of alone time after work each day to recharge." Clear communication helps others understand your expectations and reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings. Remember, it's not about being confrontational, but about asserting your needs respectfully. Lesson 5. Overcoming guilt and fear. Setting boundaries can often bring up feelings of guilt and fear, especially if you're not used to asserting your needs. Tawwab addresses this common challenge and provides strategies for overcoming these feelings. It's important to remember that setting boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-care. Remind yourself that you deserve to have your needs respected and that healthy boundaries benefit both you and your relationships. Practice self-compassion and give yourself permission to prioritize your well-being. Over time, setting boundaries will feel less daunting and more empowering. Lesson 6. The role of boundaries in relationships. Healthy boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. Tawwab highlights how boundaries create a sense of safety, respect, and mutual understanding in relationships. Without boundaries, relationships can become codependent, one-sided, or toxic. Setting boundaries ensures that both parties' needs are met and that there is a balance of give and take. Communicate your boundaries early in relationships and be consistent in enforcing them. This sets the tone for a healthy, respectful dynamic and prevents future issues. Lesson 7. maintaining boundaries consistently. Setting boundaries is not a one-time event. It requires ongoing maintenance. Tawwab emphasizes the importance of being consistent and firm in upholding your boundaries. Consistency helps reinforce your boundaries and shows others that you're serious about them. If someone crosses your boundary, address it immediately and reiterate your expectations. It's also important to review and adjust your boundaries as needed. As your life circumstances change, so too might your boundaries. Stay attuned to your needs and be willing to make adjustments. Lesson 8. Boundaries and self-care. Boundaries are a vital component of self-care. Tawwab explains that by setting boundaries, you create space for activities and practices that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Self-care can look different for everyone, but it often includes activities like rest, exercise, hobbies, and time spent with loved ones. Boundaries ensure that you have the time and energy to engage in these activities without feeling overwhelmed. Prioritize self-care by setting boundaries around your time and energy. This might mean saying no to certain commitments or carving out dedicated time for yourself each day. Lesson 9. Dealing with pushback. When you start setting boundaries, you may encounter pushback from others. Tawwab discusses how to handle this resistance and stay firm in your boundaries. Some people may not understand or respect your boundaries, especially if they're used to you being more accommodating. It's important to stay firm and remind yourself why you set the boundary in the first place. If someone continues to push back, consider whether the relationship is healthy and aligned with your values. Surround yourself with people who respect and support your boundaries. Lesson 10. Finding peace through boundaries. The ultimate goal of setting boundaries is to find peace and balance in your life. Tawwab emphasizes that boundaries allow you to live authentically, prioritize your well-being, and build healthier relationships. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you reduce stress, prevent burnout, and create a sense of control over your life. This leads to greater peace, fulfillment, and overall happiness. Finding peace through boundaries is an ongoing journey. It requires self-awareness, practice, and a commitment to prioritizing your needs. But the rewards are well worth the effort. Conclusion. Set Boundaries, Find Peace by Nedra Tawwab is a powerful guide for anyone looking to improve their well-being and relationships through the practice of boundary setting. From understanding the importance of boundaries to communicating them effectively and dealing with pushback, the lessons from this book provide a comprehensive framework for creating a more balanced and peaceful life. Remember, setting boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-care and a crucial component of healthy relationships. By prioritizing your needs and communicating them clearly, you can lead a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Which of these lessons resonated most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and self-care. Until next time, remember, setting boundaries is the key to finding peace.